Yes, I completely understand right now that I look like an idiot because I'm having a bad hair day, and as a result of that bad hair day, I'm wearing a hat that says CNN, which coincidentally is the topic of this commentary. So last night in Las Vegas, Nevada, the first Democratic debate of the 2016 election cycle took place. This was significant because the Republicans, sponsored by Fox News, have already had their debate, and this was the Democrats' opportunity to rebuttal those comments in addition to defining amongst themselves their own political nuances. Now, I also have to give credit where credit is due because much like my preconceptions before watching the GOP debate earlier this year, I thought, well, there's going to be a conflict of interest and nothing of substance will be discussed. It'll basically be free promotion for everyone. But moderator Anderson Cooper did a great job, in my view, asking hard-hitting questions, namely to Hillary Clinton and Bernie Sanders. To Clinton, he said,
"Will you say anything to get elected?"
And then of Bernie Sanders, he said, "Why are you running on a socialistic platform? Will that negatively impact your electability in America, where people want freedom, not socialism?" So again, kudos to Cooper on his questions and follow-ups. Now, let's dive right into the issues. So first issue brought up, I believe, was the criminal justice system by Senator Bernie Sanders of Vermont. He made the point that the criminal justice system as it exists now focuses too much on the war on drugs, which needs to be re-examined and reformed because as a result of that, African Americans are disproportionately incarcerated for drug-related crimes like smoking marijuana, when Sanders himself has actually admitted in the past to smoking marijuana. So I think that's a very important issue. And Bernie also said,
"It seems to me that instead of building more jails and providing more incarceration, maybe, just maybe, we should be putting money into education and jobs for our kids."
And Hillary Clinton agreed to a certain extent, arguing that we have institutional racism in America and it needs to be solved. Next on the list was climate change. Governor Martin O'Malley, former governor of Maryland, said that
what we need is a green energy revolution. We need to move America to a 100% clean electric grid by 2050 and create 5 million jobs along the way.
Noble goal. Would it happen? Who knows? Clinton got her foot in the door by saying that, well, I have been on the forefront of combating climate change for years now, working with President Obama, and I've also influenced environmental policies in China for carbon emissions. So classic Hillary Clinton claiming her ego there. And Bernie Sanders made the great point that the Republican Party is ignoring the issue of climate change. They're not addressing it because they don't believe in science. Kind of harsh words, but true nonetheless. And also he mentioned that if we fail to address this issue, our posterity, our future generations will not be able to inhabit planet Earth. Very problematic. Martin O'Malley, going back to him, again, the former governor, said that as far as immigration,
we are a nation of immigrants. We are made stronger by immigrants.
However, Hillary Clinton and Bernie Sanders took it a step too far, in my view, saying that we should provide tuition-free college for these immigrants to give them the opportunity to rise and achieve the American dream. I don't agree with that. Yeah, we should take them in, but should we be providing for their needs? No, not at all. Next on the table was the issue of gun control. Jim Webb, who made few interesting points throughout the debate, said that
there are people at high levels in this government who have bodyguards 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The average American does not have that and deserves the right to be able to protect their family.
Hillary Clinton called out Senator Bernie Sanders for being weak on his position on gun control because previously Sanders supported a ban on assault weapons, but then he evolved his position saying that gun manufacturers should not be held liable, which in my mind makes sense, for crimes committed with their weapons unless they are willingly aiding and abetting these criminals. So that makes sense, but of course Hillary Clinton wants immediate background checks and everything else to, in some ways, defile the Second Amendment. On the topic of foreign policy, Bernie Sanders was called out as being a pacifist, to which he responded, "I'm not a pacifist. I voted to stop the ethnic genocide and cleansing in Kosovo, and also I voted for the war in Afghanistan," which I find interesting that being that he's on the left, he needs to defend himself as being more leaning toward peace than war, which is interesting. But also on stage was Jim Webb, a former Vietnam War veteran, so that was a clash in there as well. And Clinton, of course, still wanted to impose a no-fly zone in Syria. Last but not least, the issue and topic of college tuition. Of course, it's astronomically high in this country and solutions need to be proposed. Hillary Clinton's solution said that
all the 40 million Americans who currently have student debt will be able to refinance their debt to a low interest rate.
Whereas on the other hand, Bernie Sanders said,
I pay for my program, by the way, through a tax on Wall Street speculation.
So those are my overall thoughts and summaries of what happened last night in the Democratic debate. Leave your thoughts in the comments below. If you had to vote for a Democrat, who would you vote for? Which candidate? Let me know in the comments below. Peace, love, and liberty. Andrew Demeter, signing out.